welcome back to a night live. I am so sorry I have not went live today. I was going to this afternoon, but things got carried away. And yeah. So, and yeah, the reason why I didn't go live though was because some half of me was not really feeling so great. So right now I'm not too bad, but at least I'm somewhere where I can get the nerve to get on here with you guys to catch you up on the day. But I hope everyone's had a good day today though on this Tuesday. But yes, people start coming in here though, please just be aware to be respectful to everyone, including my mods, because even they come in here to make sure we're not gonna have to put up with anyone tonight. And I don't want to have to get my mods to literally escort you. Which my mods are AK security, but not really. Security, it's just like a fake name for myself. But yeah. So, or it's me doing it for you guys. But y'all can ask me questions in the comment section though. Just, make sure you guys are not asking inappropriate things or stuff that will sound uncomfortable. And y'all excuse the noise in the background. Out here today, y'all, in where I live, oh my gosh, the winds out here have been insane. Like almost like if you image yourself either in, you would almost imagine like a tornado or even a hurricane kind of situation, but not really. But really was not really either of those. It was just crazy wind at like a crazy speed. Bam. It's wild. So that's what y'all are hearing in the background as I'm talking. So don't be too alarmed. Henry, hey, how are you doing? Welcome in the chat. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. We have 35 people in the chat, you guys. So if you're new, welcome. And if you're a returning guest who's been here, welcome back. I am always so thankful to have my people in here, which that's good to hear that you're doing well, Henry. That's good. Make sure you guys hit the like button as you're coming in here. I see 2 of you guys doing that. And, just keep that rolling. I just subscribed. Thank you so much, Henry. I very appreciate it. Yes, you guys, let's keep subscribing because we're doing super good with subscribers recently, which is crazy. Right now we have 18 people total in the chat, which it'll keep wanting to switch on me, which don't be alarmed by that. Yeah. Y'all can ask me questions though, just don't, I've said before, just don't be inappropriate. Meaning, don't ask something stupid or say something that I can be very uncomfortable by. And also just to go over a couple of quick little rules real quick on here, since my mod is not in here quite yet to put that in. For reference, the first one only goes for the guys. Not all men, but there's just some guys in here that just, they do this for no reason. But the first rule, you guys, is only, like I said, for the men in here, is no flirting allowed, unless if you're Alan Watson. And y'all, I don't know how many times I will say that I have seen a couple of guys come in here that have been flirting while I'm taken. Like, I have actually been taken for over a year, and it's been amazing. Um, yeah. And then second rule is no bad language allowed, so don't use cuss words, but also don't, this actually goes into my third rule here, which is similar to the second one. It's similar to number 2, but um third rule is no inappropriate talk. Don't don't say stuff that's not appropriate, you know? And then the fourth one is to have fun, because y'all, in this stream, but also in general my channel, it's all about fun in here, and I want to have a community of you guys where y'all come in here, and it is, I want to make sure for y'all it is a safe environment, because I'm not gonna allow anyone to come in here, like, I'm not gonna allow some, not like allow, but like, I'm not gonna allow people coming into a stream where it's gonna seem very, like, not comfortable at all. Holler, dude, welcome in the chat. It's been a minute. We're really like a couple of days, not that long, actually. Love you too, bro. How are you doing? Oh gosh. Just sitting up. But yes, you guys, here are the rules here too. Fully pinned with more data. Tink, how are you doing? I see you just joined too. That's awesome. Man, you guys, this is pretty good. But hopefully y'all are doing good. It's been a little bit. What up? That's good that you're doing well. Man. And y'all, like I said before, excuse the crazy effects in the background. Over here, where I've been located, winds, like, it has been massively windy today. And I will say this, on my side, like, on this side of the house, where my room's at, oh, it almost sounds like if a tornado siren was going off, kind of deal. It's kind of what it sounds like. It's kind of crazy, but Tink, to answer your question, what did I do today? I cleaned half of the bathrooms today, and then what else did I do today? I talked to my boyfriend about 2 hours ago, which went really well. And y'all, I would say the call with him actually went amazing. Like, y'all, I think honestly it was probably like the best call we've had. Like, y'all, we were talking like usual, and then at one point we both just start in love, like romantically hot, just can't stop staring at each other. I still can't, I can't get over it though. Like, we both were just like, literally, like, he and I on the call both were just staring at each other through the camera. Like, and y'all, there were probably two or three times during that where I literally started having bird flies in my stomach, like, the love type way, you know? And one time I was like, it was crazy, I'm not gonna lie. So it was honestly the craziest. Because for reference, I mean, obviously y'all in person, when, like, for reference, y'all, when he and I are in person, we are looking at each other too, every little bit. But on the call, that was like a first, where it was like back to back, just cute, like, I can't. And I told him in text, I'm like, that FaceTime call was so hot. I literally and I told him, I have a feeling I'm probably gonna start dreaming about that tonight. Because I couldn't. What? That's crazy. Oh, you just got me dying laughing. Oh, that's too funny. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, it was wild. Wow. That is crazy. Literally, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, and y'all, let me just say this. I'm kind of glad me and him were both in that romantic hot moment. I'm thankful I was actually in the right attire for this. Like, I was, like, y'all, I was literally in this, which was my short sleeve pajama dress, my hot, what I almost would want to call future wife style. I seriously look like a future wife. If he and I were to marry each other within 5 to 10 years, I even love the vibe of myself. I look like an actual wife in this. And just, I'm thankful I was in the exact attire when that was going on. But yeah. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Definitely have to have the word too. Because, that is too funny though. Oh man. But anyway. Yeah, it's too crazy. And, so I got it. And hate that. That's way too wild. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, in the green man YT, welcome in the chat. How are you doing? I'm glad to see you came in here. Hopefully you're doing good. But yeah, I mean, I could not stop smiling and staring. Like, I could not. Like, I couldn't literally just stop what I was doing. For real. I mean, that's what we do though when we're dating people, though. Is we can't always stop looking at a person. Like, for us girls, really, we're the ones that we can't always stop looking at our man 24/7. Or even when we're on FaceTime or something like that. Like, for me, that wasn't a first. I mean, I've looked at him before on the call, but not like I took like he and I both back to back were just hotly romantically. I felt like at a love moment on FaceTime. Like that, I swear I feel like this is gonna get stuck in my head throughout the night. I already know it. I seriously already know it. It's gonna be wild. Whoa. Y'all, keep the numbers going. Oh, that is crazy. That's so funny. I haven't chatted, but dang, y'all. Do y'all see how much y'all are improving those numbers there? Like, the last I saw, it was like 600 and I think, like in the early 650s, I think is what it was. But dang, within a little bit, that's crazy. So like I said, let's keep them going this way, which we're on a good start. Man, that's wild. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't really stop looking at my man too much. But also to give you guys an update though on him, he is doing amazing as always. Man, for him it's like 2-ish more weeks. Like I think it's like 2 more weeks for him, and then he's on spring break. Everybody, welcome in the chat. How are you doing? But yeah, for my boyfriend, he's got like I think 2 weeks left until, yeah, that's good to hear that you're doing what me. Why was I talking so high? But yeah, my boyfriend's got like 2 more weeks until he gets out for his spring break, and yeah, that's crazy. And what's crazy is my brother's spring break is literally next week. But what's wild is both of their spring breaks are like a week apart. So my boyfriend's spring break is literally from the 17th through like the 23rd or 4th. I need to look again. And then after that, my brother's is, I mean, actually, for reference, my brother's is the 10th through the 15th. And then my boyfriend's is from the 17th through, like, I think the 24th or the 26th. I need to look for real, and then I can retell you guys. My son, Bobby, the man. What? Dang. Why is this so crazy in my head? Oh, God. She crazy herself. Man. Oh, that's cool. Yours is next week as well? Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I think my... Let me read my boyfriend's again. I can actually pull that text up. Hang on. Y'all give me a second. Just so I can recheck it to make sure I can tell you guys the right info. So give me just a minute while I check it. Oh. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Here's my boyfriend's info. So I'm gonna repeat that schedule again. So my brother's is the 10th through the 15th, and then my boyfriend's is the 17th through the 26th. So literally, here's what's crazy. For reference, this is where my brother starts to here. My boyfriend's is literally here to here. Look, that's crazy. Like, I think it's like through the 26th, which is red, you guys. Which is nuts. Like, dude, that's wild. Yeah, the 26th, which is crazy. Yeah, so, yeah, because my boyfriend's is here all the way to so a Monday through a Wednesday. Yo, that's haywire right there. Like, he's lucky. And I mean, I'll have to see, because I'm hoping to actually, I'll tell you this. So at his college program, they do what they call their annual grand ball, which is really cool. So it's like when you would go to homecoming and prom and stuff like that. And it's really cool. And I've went to it a couple of times because my old school where I used to go, they even partnered with them a lot. So the last I went was in 2023, and hopefully I can try to go this year because I couldn't really go last year because I moved out here, and of course it was trickier these days to really get a lot going on. So even I asked my boyfriend if he asked his aunt about me possibly maybe staying at his aunt's, because the thing is, my parents would have to drive about halfway to come get me, well, to drop me off, then do it again to pick me back up. And his aunt would be doing the same stuff. She would be meeting halfway and then doing it all over. And I mean, I hope so because I've got a feeling he'll be there, which he did ask if I was going, and so hopefully tomorrow I'll hear some information because hopefully I can, because it's been 2 years since I did that. I should work at Target. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, my boyfriend's family, yeah, we're pretty close. I actually got to meet his family, last year, like the same week that we were official, which was we met on a Friday, which was homecoming, or no, I think it was Saturday, not Friday. Yeah, it was a Saturday that it was homecoming, and I still remember that day. It's wild. So yeah, that's when we. Hey kitten, how are you doing? Glad to see you in the chat. But yeah, that's when I got to meet his aunt. And yeah, and his family, guys, for reference, it's his aunt, his grandma, and that's really it. Because let's just say his childhood background was a little bit traumatic back then due to crazy things happened with his actual parents back then, which was very sad for him to go through that at a young age. And just, yeah, it's crazy. And yeah, it is. Like, I forgot a lot of details, but yeah, it was crazy. I think some of this to remember. I think his actual bio mom, I think she ended up moving to a whole other state. I can't remember all this that great, but the best I can try to remember is I think the mom either moved to a whole other state, but I think that's what happened, I think, with the mom, and then she decided to put them in the foster care, and then I think the dad went to jail for just for crazy things back then. And it was like back in the day though, y'all. And so I think what I remembered was his aunt somewhere either late in middle school going into high school or before that, decided to take them in. And that's where he's been since. So at first, actually, I think it was probably one of the aunt's friends, his actual aunt's friends, that they would call aunt, because like she was like almost like a family friend of theirs that would be the one that they like. She was the one that had a little bit of custody over both of them. And actually, she was the one I met when me and my boyfriend first became official. Well, she was really nice, but then over a while, I guess, apparently, I guess she'd been doing drugs, which people are stupid in this generation with doing all the illegal. And so I think another thing I remembered, it was like not too long ago though. Like I think a year ago was when she started doing drugs, and at one point his actual aunt, my boyfriend's actual aunt, not just a friend who's not related, but his aunt that's actually related, she was like, she was telling her that she has to actually go because the way she was at the time just wasn't really cool. And so now his aunt, which her name is Mickey, by the way, you guys, which his aunt is really kind and very sweet. And yeah, so what she would do is she would stop by, I think twice a day or so. I think twice a day or two. Like sometime in the morning she'll stop by because, for example, he has my boyfriend's got a grandma who has, I think, dementia or some other, not Alzheimer's, but I think she's got either dementia or some sort of like imaging disability. But she can't really get around that well. And so his aunt stops by a lot to help her in the mornings, like get her medications figured out and get her breakfast and the things she needs to get done. And then also help out with my boyfriend and also his brother. Make sure that they're all good and make sure they're ready for the day. I mean, it's like make sure that their stuff is taken care of that needs to be done. And then she leaves at some point afterward and then comes back in the evening to check in on everybody to make sure that they're doing good and check in on their grandma because, you know, that's just what you gotta do. And even I met the grandma too, and she is really sweet and very kind. She's very funny too. Oh man, crazy. Yeah. Hey, where did I miss anyone? Hey, let me make sure I didn't miss anyone. Yeah, it is traumatic. Here we go. Yes. Yeah, his grandma's one of the grandparents. And I think her husband, I think, died. I don't know how long ago. Like a few years ago, I think. So she moved in with his aunt because, you know, she can't really get around that well. Yeah, exactly. Because think about it. Think about how crazy that would have been. Even I would have just went nuts myself. That's good. Yeah, and it's crazy, you know? And let me just say this, kids, like, I'll tell you this, kids like AJ, around that age, like, when they were, like, little, they don't deserve that. They do not deserve that at all. Because think about this. In a little kid's mind that's like 10 below, the way that the way they process stuff like that is very traumatic. And it just can take life ahead of them, you know? So, for example, my boyfriend has ADHD, but also his forgettingness is more towards that past trauma he went through. And it's wild. And then also me myself, when I was younger, I went through a whole tragic crazy with my epilepsy, and just, my parents just trying to get me on the best medication that would help them stop it. Also, tried the chances I would get. And at one point, when I was like a baby, I forgot how old, but then that my neurologist at the time did say as like an option if they wanted to do it was brain surgery. And so when I was almost 2, keep that in mind, it was in July, so I was 1 still, but I was almost 2 years old when I had brain surgery on the right side of my brain to get that removed in order to have a chance at life. And let's just say they usually will tell you that I might not be able to walk or talk or do anything. Because, doctors will say that at first because you never know what the outcome's going to be. But they always will prove you wrong. And 19 and a half years later, I am standing, walking, talking, achieving milestones. And, and I'm dating too. And yeah, it's a blessing to be here, you guys. I'm almost want to start crying just by thinking about my testimony compared to my boyfriend's. It's like, and honestly, guys, I'm thankful my boyfriend did choose me to be in his life too, because we both went through tragic times when we were younger, and we were both at times were hitting dead ends of not knowing what was gonna happen. And in situations like that, like I said, you're not gonna know what's gonna happen until you just try to do things you can to get you there. And yeah, there's also gonna be days though where I will not have. I mean, there are still gonna be days where there's not gonna really be, like, I will have good days and bad days like any ordinary person would. But I'm standing up and fighting this war. Not alone, but with my friends and just my people that I know really good. And just, it's crazy. But Amber, it's not bad crying, it's happy crying. It's just a blessing, because some people in situations like this, sometimes, but also in worst cases of stuff, they might not be here today. They just might not be here. But with me, it's a full-on testimony as I'm talking to you guys about this. Like, for real. Yeah. There's a difference between bad crying and happy crying. Happy crying is when you're saying something that means a lot to you, like this, but also is very heartfelt. But then when you are bad crying, that means you're telling, like I'm telling you guys, something tragic, like bad happened. or I'm referring back to an old story that used to happen to somebody, like that. So but habit crying is a good thing though, because if you don't have that sense of emotion going on, then you wouldn't care. You wouldn't even put it into context. Y'all know, this wind, I do not like. Sorry, you're hearing the wind. It's so stupid out here. Oh, so you made me keep it. But yeah, it's truly amazing where I'm at today. And even with my boyfriend, I feel the same way with my boyfriend. Like, for him, 18 years later, knowing his backstory, where he came from, is also a testimony of life. Like, each and every one of us here has a certain testimony we have had, either from childhood or something we just went through ourselves. Like I said, everybody's got a testimony by walking, and some of them come in unique ways too. Like, thank you so much. But yeah, oh man, it's gonna just my hand. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy to believe. And yeah, and honestly, guys, I'm thankful to God that He did put me and AJ together, because we both went through tragic backgrounds when we were younger, and and then we both just years time. But what's funny was we were friends in high school, like when we were sophomores all the way to senior year, and then when we were seniors, which was last year, was when we became official. And I had no idea. And I've said before, he's the love that came without warning. Like, I had no idea he was gonna be my next partner in crime. And it's crazy. Oh, yeah. And I play some good songs though in that little short. But yeah, and it's crazy to believe just all the things. And but yeah, like, it's wild. And I will say this, you guys, I'm also just very proud of my boyfriend for just staying strong for me, but also just what he does for me. Like, y'all don't, I mean, a lot of you will understand this, but a lot of you will get this. But y'all, my boyfriend actually has, like, I will say this, he is literally the definition of just good things. Like, he actually knows when I'm feeling down. Like, if I just, like, for example, if I send him a picture of myself and if I'm not smiling a single bit, like, not like, because I would always be smiling in pictures and stuff like that, but if I were to send him a picture of me, like, typical, just not feeling the best, like I'm depressed mode, or if I'm not feeling good, and he is someone who I go to and I just say it, because he's someone who cares about me and loves me for everything. And he goes, "Are you okay?" Every time he's like, "Are you okay?" And then I'll tell him, "No, I'm not." And he goes, "Why?" And then I'll explain what's going on. And y'all, I still remember this one day. Particular, where I was just having another one of my episodes, which, for reference, with me and my epilepsy, sometimes I get dizzy spells, but sometimes also I get really bad headaches, and on this day I've had those both going on, and I just didn't feel like myself that day at all. And I told him about it, and he just said this long paragraph. I will reread it to you guys again though, because it's way too good to even think about. So give me a second while I read it to y'all before, but I want to read it again. Hang on. But basically, hey Russell, how are you doing? But yeah, what he said though, to me though, hang on, I'm just, give me a moment. I'm just getting this in position. But y'all, when he's on this one day that he texted me this, and I'm saying it to you guys, which he said, because I was telling him I was feeling dizzy on this day, and he said that I will be crying a little bit, so be aware for that. But how are you doing, Russell? Hopefully you're doing good. But he said, I'm really sorry to hear that you're feeling this way. It must be incredibly exhausting to deal with all of that, especially for so long. I told him the years for 19 years of my life. Just know you're not alone, and I'm here if you need to talk or vent about anything. Please take care of yourself and don't hesitate to reach out whenever you need support. You guys, when on this day, which was January 16th, when he said that, like when he said that text, when he instantly sent that, y'all, I literally wanted to cry a lot. Like, I instantly wanted to just happy cry just because, like, you know, he means a lot to me. And this just goes to show that people like that in life you need, especially when you're going through a season of something. You know, like if one of us is going through something with like our health, or if we're going through a season where we're just uncertain about stuff in our life right now, or if we're going through things with family or friends or just life, you know? And when he just sent that text to me though, on that day, I just, like this, it's like instantly just wanted to happy cry for real. And I'll just say this. I'm just very proud of him, because he has just been, like, y'all, over the past year, as he and I have been growing in, as me and him been growing in our relationship, he has just been so amazing. But also, the way he helps me out through something grows, like, rapidly, in a good way. And when he said that text at me, he literally, like I said, made me tear up like that. And right now I almost want to do it just by remembering that. And, you know, without him, I will feel like if we didn't have people like this, especially in relationships like this, we would literally be in this on our own. Like, we would just be in, like, the worst case scenario in our brain. Like, we would want to go insane and just be like, why are we in this? You know? And it's just, you know, I'm just blessed that God put him in my life, because if he didn't, I wouldn't be getting the support like that to keep me going, to keep me where I'm at, to help me not give up with my life. And even with him, it's the same way with me. Like, when he's in a situation, I tell him how thankful I am of him and how proud I am of him, because every single day he makes me a proud girlfriend and also a proud future wife. But, like, you know? And like I said before, like recently, he went through a tragic moment in his life, and I did as well. Like, we both went through a tragic state back in the day when we were kids. But mine was more medical, his was more like family, like abuse kind of way. And, you know, like I said, it's crazy. You know? I see what my chat's saying. Exactly. Yeah, it is. Alright, cool. I'll see you around. But yeah, I mean, I feel you too. I mean, and really, I don't sleep with earrings in my ears because, you know, it'd just be too uncomfortable. I mean, and what's funny is I'm actually wearing mine right now, which I totally forgot to take them out. But I'll take them off in just a little bit. But alright, I'll see you around. But yeah, usually I don't sleep with any of my jewelry on because, you know, like, I don't sleep with my ring on because I don't want it to break overnight. And my earrings, it's the same way. I don't want fatigue going on. But, I mean, that one text of y'all, instantly, that just made my one day that day in January. But yeah, alright, see ya. Man, you guys. But yeah, like I said, life like that, like I said, we walk in a testimony every day. Like, even we add stuff to it, not just we say a certain part of our life as a testimony. We continue writing it up till our time comes. And all the memories we have that's in that testimony, we all share it even before our time comes. But yeah, I mean, hang on. But yeah, it's crazy. It's wild. But I mean, like I said before, I'm just so proud of AJ just for staying humble in himself, especially with me. Because, you know, if he was not in my life, I don't know where I would be today. Like, I honestly do not know where I would be today without him. Because if he was not, because I'll say this, if he was not in my life right now, I would just be at the one point of just going into the unknown of what am I doing with my life, you know? And people like him give us good, like, literally give us to feel the best. Because I rather would feel good in my life than not. And especially feel like I have all the support I need. And just so you guys know, my boyfriend, y'all, AJ is not just my Prince Charming. He's also my cheerleader on the sidelines, cheering me on each day of life, and I'm his cheerleader as well. Because whatever us two are gonna do in life, we cheer each other on for it. Either if it's a career or anything we set our minds to, we literally cheer for one another through good and bad times, and helps us out to stay humble. But I feel like we need to keep seeing more of that same relationship kind of way. I feel like in this life, I feel like that same relationship I'm telling you guys about with my boyfriend and I feel like in our generation these days, I feel like we hardly even see it as often. Which I really do wish that we would see more out of that. Because if we did, then everyone else would feel really good around their person. But also, y'all, I feel safe around mine. Meaning, I don't feel like I have to dress or look a certain way around mine. Like for instance, I don't have to wear my hair in a certain style when I'm around my boyfriend. Sorry, guys, I'm plugging in my bed, so give me just a minute. So that's why y'all are like right there. But yeah. Yep. I don't know. I honestly don't know to answer your question. Sorry, this wind is so crazy. Sorry y'all are hearing that crazy wind right now. But this wind's nuts. I don't know, it's only been empty for like maybe a couple minutes and stuff like that. But yeah. Yes. Yeah, and I'll tell you, right here where I'm located, like, the winds today have been insane. So that's why you're hearing that effect. Is because really on this side of the house, which is my side of the house, right here where my room's located, it's because the winds are like so like crazy, not like typical winds, like almost like if the winds were going 100 miles per hour kind of way, at least 100 miles per hour by thinking about it. It's crazy. Yeah, so it almost to me, yeah, in my brain it literally sounds like it literally sounds like if there were a tornado siren going off right now. That's kind of what it sounds like when it's just hitting the side of the house and stuff like that. Just like that. So yeah, for people thinking what is in the background, it's the super fast winds going on that's been happening half of the day, which has been crazy. You thought it was my Oh, that's funny. No, if you're here, my dad, you would have heard us snoring if it. I would have been closer to here, and you would have heard him snoring. I know, and plus my dad snores like half the time. It's crazy. Is that the wind here? Yes. Yes, Holly, that is the wind over here right now. Like, it's almost as if it's like 100 miles per hour. Go. Hear that? Crazy. Yeah, that's crazy is, like, for reference, on this side of the house right now, where I'm located, that is where it's more crazy. Is like on my side. Like, the way it's hitting, it's insane. And I was just saying, it's almost like if you were to hear a tornado siren go off, but in wind motion, that's kind of what it sounds like, but not really a tornado warning at all. It's just super fast winds that are going on. Yep. But yeah, it's crazy. Hey Jeremy, how are you doing? I'm just spotting your response, or I was talking a whole section. But yeah, so that's why it sounds like a whole crazy mess. And yeah, if you're thinking it's driving me nuts, it is. Trust me. I'm doing pretty good. I'm just chilling out and stuff like that. Let's see. Yeah, hear that? Crazy. It's wild. But man, it's crazy. Man, y'all, I still can't get over. Hang on. I mean, I still really can't get over about the call with my boyfriend and I a few hours ago. I think she's probably live on TikTok or something like that. Probably TikTok live or talking to her boyfriend. It's one of the two. From what? Gabe, welcome in the chat, dude. How are you doing? Glad to see you came in here, Gabriel. Hopefully, you're doing well. Yeah, we're getting a lot of them. Man. But yeah. Man. It's crazy. But yeah, so it's pretty bizarre. And stuff like that. But yeah. Oh, now you can hear my dad snoring a little bit. But yeah. But yeah, when y'all, I'll say it again. When me and my boyfriend were on the call today, for some people that want to know the background, some people heard it, but not a whole lot did because we're getting new people here. Or people that haven't been here but just haven't joined. I'll say this. So, y'all, I'll just say I can't even get over it. Like, it's in my head. Like, when me and my boyfriend were on the phone today, like, he and I were on FaceTime like usual, at one point, I could not, like, we both, like, honestly, I feel like tonight's call, we both were in the zone. Like, we both were. Okay, so, Jeremy, so, me and him were just talking casually, and at one point, I'll just say, I just started just hotly looking, just, I mean, y'all, for reference, like, in person, whenever he's with me, I will not contain myself by literally staring at him sometimes, just looking. Like, that's what we do, because we love our man too much, but we also love our significant other. And so we always can't stop looking at them too much. Even they're the same way too. And on the call tonight, I will just say, you guys, he and I both were like in a, like, he and I both were just romantically just, like, staring at each other. I love that he and I were just looking at each other, like, in the romantic kind of way. Like, almost like a showdown. And I just couldn't. But there were also a couple times where, probably 2 or 3 times, I was starting to get that butterfly shake sensation in myself. And at one point, I felt like I was shaking a little bit, like, oh my god. It was crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Hang on. But, yeah, so it was very wild. And it's just crazy. But it's okay, Holly. I just saw the notification in just a second. Just like right as I was looking up at the things, but you're good. But yeah, so yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it was wild. Like, I couldn't even stop staring. He, like, we both were in the same look-alike. Like, he and I both were romantically, hotly looking at each other, like, in love with each other. And, and then, I'll tell you, not too long after we got off the phone, I just texted him. I'm like, hey, that was hot on the phone. I told him, I'm like, I have a feeling I'm probably gonna start dreaming about that now because that's amazing. That was like pretty amazing in the call. Like, yeah, it was crazy. But that's just, like I said, that's what we do with our significant other all the time. Is literally, we both will, like, we all will, like, all of us will be romantically looking at each other, like, you know? Because, we can't contain it. We love them to death. And we just, like, for example, like, on the call night, he and me both couldn't. So this time it was actually not just me and that little deal. It just, it was too crazy. Oh, I can't stop thinking about it. Ugh. See, that's what I mean. I can't stop thinking about it because it's way too wild. But, yeah, it was crazy. So, yeah. Man, too wild. Oh, and then even after, when, like I said, right after we got off the phone and I was going to make my dinner, I just couldn't stop just smiling at myself. Like, I could not stop thinking about what happened. Like, honestly, I think that was like the best call that we've had so far within like the past year of us being a thing. But yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I just couldn't, and even right now, I can't stop just thinking about it because, it's way too wild. All right. Good night to you, Amory. I will see you around. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow as well. But yeah, it was pretty wild to say so. But yeah. Anyway, I am fixing to drop off myself as well, which will be here in like a second. But yeah. Yeah. like in the other stages of us just going cute. Yeah, hold on, like he and I both on the call night, like he and I both were just in the zone. Like we both were just romantically were staring at each other. Like I actually kept my act together. But there were a couple times I literally started laughing at myself because I couldn't. I couldn't contain my nerves like that. But hey, that's a good practice for me though. But yeah. But it was so hot. I can't even believe it though. And I mean in general too, like when he and I are in person, we're the same way though. Like I always can't stop looking at him. He can't stop looking at me when we both are looking. It's like, oh my gosh. It's crazy. So, yep. So definitely would say we are definitely in the early stages of that. Of us just, and we've had 6 people hit the like button today. Y'all hear that? 6 of y'all liked the stream. That's crazy. But yeah. Ah, itch, man. But yeah. Crazy. Yeah, exactly. Which, I mean, y'all should. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. And this wind is nuts. I'll say that too. Because, like, you know, too crazy. This wind is crazy. I can't. Man. Man, this wind has got to chill out eventually. Yeah, like, holler, it has been crazy, like, most of the day today. Like I said before, it's almost like if you think about a tornado siren going off, just like a little bit, that's kind of what it sounds like. But like, only by like different volume sounds. Crazy. And honestly, I don't even remember the last time the wind was that wild out here to where I can hear it every 5 seconds of the day. Like that, even at that speed. I mean, the only time I would hear wind is if it's very light, but not to where it's literally crazy like that. Like, to where this sounds like insane. And even remembering, I'm like, when is it gonna chill out? It's wild. Dang, that's crazy. But yeah, it's like, it's crazy. But when it's wild. Even I'm impressed with actually being able to talk with you guys throughout that. Throughout the crazy when it's like, you know? You guys think about it. Sometimes when we are talking like that, certain sounds will get our attention. Excuse me, right off the bat. Too crazy though. Too crazy. But yeah, even with me and my man, I was thankful. I'm thankful he and I were in this exact zone when I was literally wearing my short sleeve pajama dress in this style. Like I was thankful I had this on because if I didn't, oh, that would have made I mean, either way, but it just, I feel like tonight definitely just made that go wild and all the things. Oh, you're near the ocean? That's crazy. Gosh. That's wild. I don't know what that's like. But yeah, like, I'm literally in... Actually, no, wait, I need to do a slight fit check for now before. Hang on, give me a second. Hang on. Yeah, give me a second. Alright, so to give you guys a quick little fit check, the outfit is from Amazon, the watch is Apple, ring is my boyfriend, Sam's Club, and the earrings I think I'm wearing are from a mall in Dallas. But the earrings are about to come up pretty soon. Yeah. And then standard hair tie I'm wearing is Walmart, I think. But yeah, just the basic comfy cash but cute at the same time. And like I said, this was what I was wearing on the call as well, which made that call a little cute. I'm crazy in my mind. Y'all see, I'm a little too carried away, but in a good way of that. You know? And that wind I can't even think. Oh, God. But yeah. Anyway, it is pretty crazy. Yeah. Anyway, but I'm gonna give this like another minute. Oh, man. Anywho. Alright, you guys. I'm probably gonna jump off here in just a second. But I hope y'all have an amazing rest of y'all's night or day. Everyone's in a different time zone. And I'll see you guys back here at some point tomorrow.